Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So I got Regna version 3, as you saw, from Japan. Is it as good to other people as it is to me? Stay tuned. All right, so as you may know, Coach Gu and I have taken this version 3 out, and we've both deemed it probably the best racket made, maybe ever made. But will other players, other coaches think the same way? Let's take this racket on a journey to see if it's as good as we say it is. All right, we'll see you on the court with other coaches.
This is $400.
Yes. Regna 98.
All right, guys, so we just got off the court with the king of rackets here. I wanted to say king before court, so excuse me there, because whenever I think of Regna, I think of king. All right, so let's start with Jerod. Jerod, did you think that was, or do you think that is the king of all rackets? Yonex Regna 98.
Yeah, so the funny story with this one is I actually had a roommate that had a Regna 100. So his dad actually went to Japan and had one of those in his garage. So he randomly pulled it out and said, hey, you got to try this. It's like a $400 racket. And I looked at him, I was like, you got to be crazy. Wasn't a big fan of the 100, but I knew what the Regna was and decided to try this one. So here he came out with the 98. This one's pretty damn good. For the most part, with most of the Yonex rackets these days, for me personally, I just feel like I don't get enough power on my shots. I've tried different strings, I've tried different weights, I've tried different, anything on the racket they could possibly try, and it just hasn't kind of stuck with me. So when I was using the Regna, I just think it just, the responsiveness, the string bed, and the amount of spin that I got in my shots was just pretty much compared to no other racket. So I'd say it felt clean, felt great, tons of plow through, and again, this is another racket I think in stock form would work well. I can potentially add some weight at 3 and 9, but for the most part, I don't think it really needs that much customization. But again, Yonex is just known for their quality control already, and the fact that they have these out there makes sense as to why it's potentially $400. So for me, it's a plus, and definitely something I'd like to try down the road.
So here's the thing. I actually got version 2 and 100. And
so version 2?
Version 2, no, in 100 first. Okay. Before, this is version 3. And I was like, yeah, ain't nothing special about this 100. What's the price point about? You know what I'm saying? And then I hit with it once, twice, and I'm like, thank you, but whatever. It was like my anniversary gift like 2 years ago. And then like I couldn't get my hands on a 98 until I got my hands on a 98 from one of you viewers out there. Thank you. And then I was like, okay, I see what you mean. So night and day, 198 night and day. The 100 is, okay. Coach Rob, 98 Regna.
So I didn't know much about this one when Harry gave it to me, but it was really smooth through the air, felt good, ball jumped off the racket, and it was interesting to see. I'm not usually a Yonex shape, but it still felt really good. I was a little surprised that I liked it as much as I did, but yeah, good stick, felt good, but you know, after he told me how expensive it was, I got a little worried.
What if I told you it was a Wilson Regna? Would it change opinions? Would it make it that much better? Would it be king of all rackets?
Probably not, but nice try. I think the head shape
I should have taped up all the Yonex.
The head shape would have given it away. But
no, but you never know. Wilson's innovative.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. They are.
They can change head shapes.
They can.
They could be
absolutely.
shape shifters in tennis.
They definitely can. And they have been in the past.
All right? Exactly. All those weird things like snowshoes,
sledgehammer.
Exactly. Weird like rollers in the racket.
Right.
You know, there ain't no weirdness about this thing.
No, it felt good.
Okay.
Good
well,
stick.
there you go. Okay, so we got a thumbs up from Coach Rob, and well, that's a lot. You can't ask for anything more than that, right? Wilson guy saying thumbs up. So I still say king of all rackets, Regna 98. This is version 3, guys. All right. Coach Rob, thank you for liking the racket, even though I didn't have to twist your arms on it.
No, you didn't.
Coach Jerod, thank you for trying the king of rackets. I'm glad you actually got to try the good one.
Yeah.
The real one.
I have to agree with your opinion. The 100 wasn't the greatest racket, and this one is tenfold better, in my opinion. So I definitely enjoyed this one.
Definitely
enjoyed this one.
Tell them where they can find you, Coach.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Ma Tennis.
You just played with the Regna. Version 3 in a 98. You've been asking for it.
Yep.
I finally got it to you to try.
Ooh.
Tell them what you think.
It is silky smooth. It's like if I were to get a really nice sports car or your dream sports car, it's like got a V12 engine. It's like that. This racket is, wow. I'd say it's stiff, first of all, but when you hit it right in the middle of the sweet spot, it's very like plush feeling. If I was only good enough to play with it and afford it, but it's a very good racket, and I really highly recommend anyone who can get their hands on it to try it out. It's very fun to play with, very easy kind of to also hit with, and it just cuts through the air like butter and hits when you hit the sweet spot. It's just very nice. So
describe how when you strike the ball, how clean it hits.
When you strike the ball and it goes right in the middle of the strings, it's like a really nice dream. I don't know how else to describe it. It's very good. It's again, I think anyone who's able to play with this racket, I can find a hard time for you to complain about this. It's got everything. I think you can just play in stock, and that's what it's made for. So, yep. It's even got this cool lion design on
Royalty.
it too. Royalty. There you go. That's there for a reason.
For some reason, I have a feeling that most of the touring pros that play with Yonex plays with this racket.
I have a feeling that's the case too as well. That maybe they just have a different
paint job.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
I mean,
if if you're sponsored by Yonex, when you give me the Regna and just paint it differently.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, take advantage of every advantage you can have.
Yeah. I have to figure out which touring pro plays. I'm pretty sure if I take a look at their rackets, now I know what the Regna feels like. I'm pretty sure if I go out there on tour and take a look at their rackets and pick it up, I'll know if it's a Regna or not. I will know.
Yeah, look at this part right here.
Yeah, that's the biggest part. The throat of it.
And this part.
Yeah, that's it. It's just, it's very, it's like, yeah, like pro staffs, but This is what they did for Yonex, their answer to it.
Chris, do you remember Brandon Horn?
Brandon Horn? Yes.
Brandon is he's one of the kids that play here at the club. And before Christmas, after Christmas, sorry, he left a racket for me to do. And I saw it black, and I didn't think anything of it because I was busy doing something else. And then when I pulled it to string, I was like, it's a Regna. It was this Regna, but not this particular one. And then I put it on the machine, I started stringing it, and then he walked by me, and I was like, do you know what you have? He's like, I read about it, and I felt like it was so impressive that I bought one. And I'm like, no, I was like, do you know what you have? He's like, I was like, wait until you try it. Okay. So I got it done. I handed it off to him. He's like, yeah. So I saw his dad today. He went back to boarding school. He's in boarding school, and his dad came by today, and he goes, he came in, shook my hand, wished me Happy New Year. And he said, the kid's got a good racket, huh? I was like, do you realize that your kid just got a Ferrari? And any other racket is not going to compare to that. So you might be down for like 3 or 4 more of those if he's going to be playing tennis.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Coach Chris, thanks for, well, you should thank me
for
bringing this thing out and having you try it. But I'm glad you liked it. I think if anybody who doesn't like it, what's wrong with them?
Yeah.
Everything.
Get a life.
That's right. Guys, where can you find Chris?
You can find me at CV Chen Tennis.
And that's
it.
All right. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.
What happened to the tennis shop? What am I gonna do now?
Need a string job? Need a string job today? What if your stringer can come to you? All you have to do is launch your app at Direct Tennis, call out the stringer, your stringer can come pick it up from you, or you could take it there. They're in your neighborhood. It's as simple and as easy as that.
That was easy.
Find your stringer today at directtennis.online.
Thank you. Thank you.